If I remember correctly, Bibles for China came across my Facebook feed for some reason, and I clicked and began to look at it, and I thought, well, this sounds like a really neat, it's a short-term kind of mission opportunity. And so I called the office and talked to Renee, and she connected me with Wendell. And Wendell said, hey, I'm going to be in Atlanta in 2 weeks, let's meet. And so we met at Chick-fil-A. It was a very exciting time for me, to hear his passion, hear what Bibles for China was doing. And so I went straight back and told my senior pastor and our other staff in a meeting, we really need to investigate and see if we can become involved in this. I've actually been on 2 trips with Bibles for China. The first trip, it was myself, my senior pastor, and another gentleman from the church. We had the opportunity to be in churches and rural churches and hand out the Bibles and share our heart with the people. And the people of the churches just win your heart automatically. Their joy and their smile, their hospitality. I cannot speak enough positive things about what the experience means. And you just make that connection. Those eyes meet, the smiles. It does something to you. Ultimately, when you go into a Chinese church, it's very much like, obviously it's somewhat different than a Western church because it's most of them have a concrete floor, they have hardwood benches, but they're filled with people who love Jesus, and they, to hear them sing, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about it. God is raising up leaders in China. There's a desperate need, for leaders in China. There are so many Christians that are being born again in China, and there are churches popping up, all over the place, and we saw that. Why is it important? It's the Word of God, and that's that love beyond measure that people can find as they get into the Word. And that's the thing about these Chinese Christians that you see. You place that Bible in their hands, and they immediately it's a precious treasure to them, and they it doesn't lay on a shelf, it doesn't sit in a pew. You can just see it from the Bibles that we've seen to the new Bibles that are placed in their hands. These Bibles are they're tools, and they'll be used. It goes far beyond just placing a Bible in people's hands. God has opened doors for us to speak to people's needs, and that's been wonderful.